You know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we go all in. And I know, they know, 'cause we go all in.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It's your boy, K Dizzle DC, and your man, Half Streams. Half. What episode are we on, my guy?
What up, K Dizzle? What's episode 38? Can you believe it?
I cannot
Already
believe
episode 38.
The All Dressed Up podcast is here tonight, and we are ready to roll. I don't know what the hell happened to the intro. That was a little laggy, but we'll figure out life as we know it. But, man, we are glad to hear. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was nice, man. Thanks for asking. How was yours?
Mine was fantastic. I slept most of the day, but I did get some good food. I hope everybody out there who's listening to us is now in workout mode to kind of get some of the pounds off. But
I hope
nine times
everybody that got locked up is out and doing better.
hey, look, 9 times out of 10, y'all still eating them leftovers. You hear me? So shout out to all the underdogs. Shout out to those still eating candy yams and turkey and ham going on what is it, day 4, day 3, day 4? You should be. If you didn't get some, I know you know somebody that got some good quality leftovers. Go and help them eat it because it is getting older in the tooth, and it's time for it to either go in the trash or eat it. It's just what it is. But look,
speaking of trash, the Philadelphia Eagles. No, I'm just kidding. What up, Arizona?
Oh,
my man, you one of
my
favorites
favorite
too,
Negroes. Ron is in the building. What up, man? Look, we on time. We early when we sipping on something. Maybe I need
if we
to
on time, we early. I can slow down. Slow
Yeah,
down.
slow down. You little booger.
Hey
A
man,
slow.
if it's quiet out here in these streets, it's because the Ravens are playing, right?
The Ravens are playing.
I didn't even know they were playing down at home downtown, but it's cold out there. Like the NFL makes so much money, you would have thought they would provide heated seats. Like I can't go sit out there in no 0-0 Raven Cleveland Brown game in 38-degree weather.
You only get heated seats in the booth, my friend, and that qualifies for a little bit of extra dough. You gotta have
You gotta
extra
be on.
dough.
You gotta be on the list.
Okay, you gotta be on the list. You gotta want some tickets from your favorite vendor. Shout out to Cat One.
And you can't be yourself when you're in those booths because everybody else is in there. You know, it's politics. You can't get loose like you want to.
Shoot, you can get loose in them joints. If you get tickets from a vendor like I got for quite a few years, you can get loose. It don't even matter because 9 times out of 10, you may or may not come back to that joint. That's just what it is. So you can show your ass and keep rolling. And shout out to all the vendors out there that give away free stuff to all their people.
I know some people that actually got banned from coming back to those events, but we're not gonna say no names.
Oof, no names, man. Where do we start tonight? I got to bring up the list and keep us on track.
Man, you had me going before the show. Pause because it was hilarious, man. Like we're gonna get into sports, but your boy K Dizzle DC's Philadelphia Eagles are down bad. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, we're not gonna. I'm gonna save it for my rant. That's all. I'm gonna save it for my rant. I'm gonna let it be what it is. I'm gonna save it for my rant. That's all I'm keep saying.
So let's talk about our intro. Let's fly in a little lightly and give a rest in peace to Virgil Abloh. He is one of the black moguls in the music industry and the art industry and the modeling and fashion industries. Definitely was a gateway for Kanye West to get connected the way he's been connected. But if you haven't followed him, really huge in the game. A lot of the celebrities out right now were sending out their condolences to him. He was battling cancer privately. So rest in peace to Virgil Abloh.
If people aren't familiar with him, you got to tell them what they.
Yeah, he was with Off White. He was head of Off White Louis Vuitton. He was a top designer there. He also did a lot of projects as far as designer album covers for your favorite rappers like Kanye West, ASAP Rocky, and who else? The Watch the Throne album. He did that album. So unfortunately, we lost a great talent. But like I said, rest in peace to you, man.
Rest in paradise, man. The trailblazer, a guy that went out there and did it his way, and not only that, um, put a lot of people on. Put a lot of people on, and those that know. Go look that name up, Virgil Abloh. I'm gonna put a picture up, man. Um, there's so many people that are behind the scenes on a lot of different people that you just
Yeah, you
don't
don't
even
know what
know.
people are going through,
You
man.
don't
You
know what
don't know
people
what
are going
people are
through.
going through, like to
You know what
battle
they're doing.
cancer at such a young age and still be able to trailblaze and do such great things and be able to touch so many people. Like he inspired a lot of people to, not really worry about where you came from, but just focus on what you want to do. Like, you might not come from much, but if you want to be in fashion over in Europe, you can break those barriers down and do what you want to do. So,
Absolute innovative black man in fashion, and um, that's me popping the top. You have to take this time to actually live this life that you want to live. We were literally just having a deep conversation about right before we came on about that whole topic. We'll probably get into it a little bit later, but shout
what,
out to
just
him,
making
man.
the most out of your
Just
time?
make the most out of your time and just
Yeah.
making the choice and the decision. Virgil Abloh is one of those guys to do it. You don't have to be a a, a household name to be successful or to live the life of of, of fame and fortune.
Or to be able to, be an influencer or to inspire people. You don't have
Absolutely.
to be famous to be inspirational. And I think that's what I really want to be at the end of the day. Like we all have our purpose, K Dizzle, and I know like, everybody wants to do what they want to do and be successful. But if I can influence and inspire people, I think that's what it's all about, because I've definitely been influenced and inspired to do certain things. So if I could pass that down, that'd be a great achievement for myself.
That's it. You do it every day with the people you talk to, the information and love you spread, and just let your light be your light, and it'll shine in the people that knew you, and in the people that knew them, because somebody will tell a story that'll tell a story that'll tell a story about what you did for them, and that's just what life's about. If you can make a difference in one person, 5 person, 10 people's lives, that's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. You come
Right.
and you've done what you're supposed to do, and you've completed the task. But make sure that you stay on point on living that type of life. So once again, shout out to Virgil Abloh. Rest in paradise, my
Rest in
brother. Your
peace.
job is done, and on to newer and bigger, better things.
Hey, on a lighter
On
note, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
On a lighter note, what do you like or what do you prefer, K Dizzle DC? Do you like Black Friday or do you like Cyber Monday?
Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Or does it matter? Are you like one of those guys that goes sits out there and parks out at your favorite store at 4 a.m. on Black Friday, like in the old school days? Or are you online at 4 a.m. now on Monday morning for Cyber Monday? Which one you doing?
Me, I have never done either.
You say
I
F the
have
year.
never done either. Now, has my wife done it a couple times? Yeah. But me, no, because I understand what the game is. What happens in retail, because we've been in retail forever.
Yeah.
That same TV that was $1,000, they juiced the price up to 12.95 and then sell it for, you know, 600. And all in all, we know that they paid 200 to build the shit. So, I mean, you're gonna get a
They
good deal.
playing with us, man.
They playing with your emotions, and it's okay. It's okay. That's what the game is, and you just gotta
It's all
understand what
about
the game is.
perception. It's
But
all
if
about it's
if you feel
perception
like
of
it,
value.
exactly. If you feel like it's a good deal, go buy the shit. 90% of that stuff that's on sale, you don't need. 90% of it that's on sale, you do not need. I
Can I tell
promise.
you some real shit?
Go ahead.
I was just thankful that I already bought everything I needed months ago when I moved into my new spot.
Hey,
So I didn't have anything that I really wanted to buy. So I was like, yes, thank you.
So,
It was more so like, let me not look at the deals because I knew I paid more last month.
so remember last couple episodes I had a shitty camera. The camera I bought right now,
Oh,
I saved $20.
okay. That's
Okay,
realistic savings. So you felt
$20.
like that was a real deal.
Is that a deal? Because they could afford to take $20 off. It was $20 off, so whatever.
You
And
know,
I had no intentions. I had no intention.
one time this customer sat in front of me in my office and she had bought a car a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I never met her. And she had sat in my office and she had a different issue and whatnot. And we were talking and she was like kind of bringing up the deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I saw this and I paid this. And do you think it was a good deal? And I said, Mrs. Such and such, let me ask you a question. Do you really think I should sit here right now in this position and tell you it wasn't a good deal? So let me address it this way. A good deal is your perception. You have to feel in your heart that that was a good deal.
So you try to spit game to her and tell her the truth.
I'm just telling her the real. Like, and
Yeah,
that's the thing about everything. If you think about that metaphorically, right? That's us every day.
that's it.
Every day, all day, no matter what you're buying, no matter what you're doing, as people, as we're moving, we're always closing each other. There's always something going on. You always got that FOMO, fear of missing out, and it's the perfect season for that going into the
Perfect
holidays.
season. Perfect
Hide
season.
your wallets, guard your purses.
It's baby Jesus time, man. You got to spend money for baby Jesus. That's just what it
Yes, you
is.
do.
Okay. What are you shopping
Yes,
for
you
this year?
do.
The economy relies upon it. That's what I said. You can't see that face in the podcast, but you'll understand with the pause, the dramatic pause. What
The Kate
what
Dizzle shrug.
is the shrug? Shoulder shrug. But
Yep.
yeah, man, it's just what it is. Again, welcome to ADU Podcast episode 38. Can I fry
38.
the burger or do fries come with it? We'll get into that in a minute. But come on,
Mm.
let's get on to these rants, man. Hef, have at it, my guy. What is your rant today, bro?
My
You
rant
want me to
is
put it up?
very. Go ahead, put it up.
All
Put it
right,
up
go
first. Let it proceed me or precede me.
ahead. And what am I pulling up?
All right. If you haven't seen or if you've been living under a rock, this is young Rihanna, aka Savage, aka Robin Fenty. She is doing self promotion right now. And believe it or not, this little montage of pictures and videos that she put up in this new outfit that she was promoting for her company, it had the internet on fire today. I
Mhm.
thought it was something that's great. Obviously, I support Rihanna. I think she's beautiful. I usually make jokes about it, with my friends and my girl. But at the end of the day, something as simple as this had the internet on fire. What you think, K Dizzle?
Rihanna is Rihanna. The crazy thing about her, crazy thing about her is, she started off as an artist, and then she
An
fell
average artist.
an average artist at that, right? But then people started to gravitate to her, and she's got tracks. She's got a whole album with Jay-Z. She just, I mean, she makes good music, right? She has the best producers. She got the best production. The lyrics are on point. She doesn't have the greatest voice. She doesn't.
But
She's
somehow the song sounds good.
the package. She is a absolute package, right? She's the sex appeal, the allure, and the average voice with the top notch people around her. You can honestly, she is the industry plant. This it isn't this what your in your definition? You said Doja Cat was an industry plant
Right.
last week, didn't you? Did
No,
you or
I'm
did you
more
not?
more so like an industry plant is a person that claims they don't get help from the industry, but
Okay.
has a huge backing from the industry. I don't think Rihanna ever doubted or faked the fact that she had Jay behind her, she had Rock
Hmm.
Nation behind her, and obviously she had the look. So if they could have found a way to take that look in her music and stretch it out, and then somehow she took that run
She took
and
it
turned it
and
into this,
man, she took it and built a
kudos,
spaceship, bro. She
kudos
took
to
it and
Rihanna.
built a spaceship, flew to the moon, and is watching us from the moon because she got with Fenty. She did all, and she's just a billionaire now. You can't
I
say
mean,
anything but
she's selling lingerie for dollars and pennies, and
murder
it's
in the game.
it's gotta be like selling out so much for her to be getting paid as much as she does because the product's not even that expensive.
I mean, it's a $3 bra for $55.
Not even like $55. Like if you get the membership, I'm not going to tell you the details. If you get the subscription, you can get stuff for like $3, man. Goodness gracious.
Oh, you got the membership. Hold up. Questions.
And you can
will
get
say
men's
those later.
clothes too, men's underwear.
But yes, she got the internet going nuts.
Nah, she got to pay me because I seen some of her models. I could definitely be one of her models.
Shout out to Rihanna, man, doing her thing, bro. She got the internet going nuts as usual. You know, the billionaire. When you make that when you get to a certain level of money, it don't even matter anymore. It just don't matter like the amount. You know, Kevin Hart said he wanted to be a billionaire just because he can show people that you can do it. You want to go back to the hood and say, hey, I came out of the same place you can, and I'm a billionaire now. But in truth, like he'll say it too, the money don't matter. After you get to a certain level of money, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You can't spend it in a lifetime. All you're doing now is creating generational wealth and figuring out ways how they're not allowed to blow it. Point blank. But yeah, shout out to Rihanna, man, doing her thing. Look,
so that was my rant, you know.
My rant, okay, it's gonna be very simple, and have alluded to it. And I got 3 words, okay? Fuck Howie Roseman.
And this is gonna lead into sports after you finish your rant.
Fuck Howie Roseman, general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay.
Dum dum dum.
If you are not aware, the Philadelphia Eagles, who've won 2 of their last 3
trash.
2 of their last 3 games, beat some quality opponents.
If you say so.
Quality opponents. Lost to the New York Giants today.
The New York Football Giants.
No, you can't say football. Man. You can't say football in their name because they don't play football. They play scrimmage.
They play football today. When I watched that game today, it was bad. I watched it with the sound off.
I didn't even work. I was asleep, and I'm glad I didn't watch it because I wouldn't.
They were asleep too.
You give it the man who is known, like he is literally known to drop passes. He is known to drop balls. Ever since
y'all fans
came into the
NFL, motherfuckers, because y'all got the toughest fans, but y'all are allowing this type of performance. Oh no,
he's trash. No, this performance. No. I haven't watched it yet, but I already know because the score was 13-7. Already know it's trash. Already know. I'm gonna watch it back and I'm gonna watch the game how it was.
It was
called,
bad.
Nick Sirianni we need a quality offensive coordinator.
I gotta tell you, man, it's funny you say that, not to cut you off, but either y'all's offense, either the game plan was trash or the Giants' defensive game plan was on point.
The game
because they were strapping Jalen Hurts all game long.
Two things. The game plan was trash for one, and 2, the New York Giants came in with a chip on their shoulder because they just fired Jason Garrett, who was trash. Jason Garrett, their offensive coordinator. So they had to come in and do something.
That's a sad story.
They had to come in and do something. Our defense is our defense. Period. Our defense is fairly strong. Our offense is trash.
What are we talking about, K?
I'm over it. Fuck Howie Roseman. That's my rant.
That's
it. That's all.
Thank you for your rant. Thank you for fuck Howie Roseman. He put that trash team together. Can you put the clip up, please?
No, I'm not putting the clip up.
Put the clip up.
I'm not putting the clip up.
Fans, no, I'm not putting show the crowd, show the chat what we're talking about.
Why should I show them and relive this?
It's part of sports, please. It's part of sports.
It's bullshit again.
So as K Dizzle DC pulls a clip up, we're gonna go into sports, but obviously, it was a tough day. A lot of divisional games were played. A lot of divisional games were lost. Pittsburgh got their head cracked by Cincinnati. Here's the drop.
Looking, stepping away from the pressure. Fires to the end zone.
And this is a better
time of quarterback position, giving your receivers a chance to catch the ball, and Rager has one go through his hands. Once that's 2.
Would have won the game.
That have gone through the hands.
Would have won the game. Would have kept the Eagles in a playoff hunt. They might have caused some serious fracas at the end of the season, but I doubt it now. I think the flame has been put out. I think people like K Dizzle DC is now looking towards next year. But back to the
I'm over it.
overall landscape of sports in the NFL. Green Bay pulls out a tough win against the Rams. My Super Bowl pick for this year, the Green Bay Packers definitely doing what they do. The Ravens are playing a tough game right now against Cleveland. Like I said, Cincinnati smacked Pittsburgh. So I think we're going to definitely see who's going to take hold of the AFC North. I think whatever team does is going to be a strong Super Bowl contender for this year. I believe the Patriots pulled another tough one out. Keep an eye on those guys.
Yeah, 38-31 over the Colts.
I mean, goodness. No. That was
I'm sorry, that was Tampa Bay. Sorry,
that was Tampa Bay. I was going to get to that. They played a hell of a game. What was the score of the Patriots while I talk about Tampa Bay?
Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Tampa Bay. I thought
36-13 over Tennessee. That one 36-13.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like New England is an underappreciated football team right now.
Bill Belichick
has that defense playing phenomenal.
Bill Belichick is the GOAT of all coaches. I don't care what you say. It don't matter who's on that team. It doesn't matter who's on that team. It will be a winning season. Period.
That's incredible, man.
Period.
I mean, to see what Bill Belichick did with the franchise that was left with him once Tom Brady left, and to see what Tom Brady's doing as he won a Super Bowl since he left New England, and what he's doing this year with Tampa is incredible, man. We're watching some really good football. Unfortunately, Washington, they're just being themselves. Anytime they don't play is a good day. They play Monday night. We'll see what they do against Seattle. Both teams are struggling. One of them got to get a win. As far as the NBA, Washington, man, the Wizards are looking good. They're looking good, K Dizzle. I don't know if you've been seeing them, man. They've been beating some good teams. They've been beating some good teams, but the team that's actually making the most noise right now, if you haven't been following, it's not my Lakers, it's not LeBron, it's the Phoenix Suns. They're playing phenomenal basketball. I think, if the Lakers don't get it together, Phoenix will probably have a straight shot to get back into the finals again. So that is sports for episode 38. We wish Philadelphia Eagles fans, including K Dizzle DC, the best, because that shit was just uncivilized.
No, that's a swift kick in the balls. To be honest, that's just swift kick in the balls, and it hurts.
It does hurt.
Long periods of time for us to lose to the New York Giants, who have been playing like an AAU team. I'm sorry, not AAU, but you understand what I'm saying. I mean, they like a
like a pound team.
Yeah, like a pound team. This is 115 and under.
Man, you disrespecting the Giants.
I am, absolutely.
They smacked y'all today.
They're dog. What did the kids say? They're dog water, bro. They're dog water.
Dog water, bro. Hey, man. So look, let's talk about
Marcel Love, who's a Jazz fan.
Speaking of Marcel Love, we shouted his business out. Let's talk about our black business for this week, episode 38. Bring it out. This is a joint business promotion by Hef Streams and K Dizzle DC. We both support this young man, so I'll let K Dizzle go ahead and roll it out.
Man, we talk about black businesses every week, and we say, okay, who are we going to do? Who's yours? Who's mine? And we decided this week together, New Level Cleaning Service by the young man Nate Taylor. He quit his job to start this company, serving the Maryland area. New Level Cleaning Service. They do all types of cleaning jobs for you: post construction, recurring maid cleaning, home, office, carpet, commercial maintenance, moving and out cleaning, sports facilities, exterior power washing. Go see these folks, man. The phone number right here is 443-323-0015. New Level Cleaning Service Maryland at gmail.com. The website is newlevelcleaningservice.com. He's also on Facebook. What's funny is that I want to say, I can't even remember how long ago it was, but it was only a few years ago where this young guy, up and coming guy, just got married, started in the car business. We're training him up teach him how to sell cars. He starts selling cars, becomes the number one top salesman, does well in his career, and we're growing and we're grooming his kid. Very, very. What would you say? What would you say about his attitude? We'd be
I say he's rough around the edges, very brash. I told him to look up the word tact one day.
Yeah. So So he's an intense dude. Sometimes you gotta be mindful of. Like you said, tact. He's very brash, but the kid knows what he's doing. He knows when he wants what he wants. He goes and get it, and he does. He performs at a high level in whatever he does. And this company in itself, the fact that he stepped out on faith and is doing it with him and his family, um, says a lot to us. So we're going to support him 110%. Nate Taylor, you a boy. We love you, appreciate you. We wish you much success in 2022 with new level cleaning service. Fam, go see this kid right now. You need cleaning services, go talk to the kid.
And that's the thing. Like
NewLevelCleaningServices.com.
I equate his competitiveness and his fire as his eagerness to take care of his clients. He's very excited about and passionate about this business. So I would definitely hire him in a heartbeat, commercial or residential. So definitely check him out.
Yeah, check him out for sure. He's finna get my money soon enough. Soon enough. Hey, music sleepers.
Here we go.
This has become a popular situation right now. Music sleepers right now. So how you want to do it?
Nah, so you know what we do. So over the past few weeks, I say probably like the last 7 weeks now, we've been playing a sleeper piece. This song might be old, might be new, but it's something that you might not have heard. So we're compiling a playlist. It will be probably on all the streaming platforms soon. Which one we going with first?
Let's do Fifi, bro.
Let's do a 5-5.
5-5. Is it 5-5?
5-5.
Is that 5-5?
So it's that Tyler Wigway and
Toby and Wigway.
Toby, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yo,
Toby
old
and
shit, fucking people names up. God,
I know.
damn.
But I still gotta give him respect because I'm sorry for messing up his name. Toby and Wigway has some incredible production. I saw a couple of his videos floating around on Facebook. And my boy, his sister went to see him live. So check out this clip right here. This song is called 5-5. They do their own production. It's definitely off the hook.
I still play his Breonna Taylor song. Even though it's like 10 seconds. Even though it's 10 seconds. Shout out to all right, let's roll this up. This is 5-5 featuring Fat anyway.
Toby.
Look, dog, I'm extra unique. My whole aura scream talent. I've been listening to feel like Griselda and Marvin Winans just to make sure I'm balanced. I'm from the West, yeah. Half of my partners is savage, the other half made it out the mud, but the taste of sludge didn't alter their palate. Yeah, I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and your father figure. Yeah, that little P365 was just fast starter pistol. Yeah, she got a scorpion too, and a sting you just like a scorpion do. If a demon get gregarious, my little Harry don't do what accordions do. Yeah, that means bold. I was told by the G's of old. Keep your lady close, make sure she can work a pole. But they wasn't referring to strippers. Still bought fame with the Clippers. I done been blessed with a woman that pray heavy, but turn the freak on the liquor. She keep the devil off me like the cherubim. She make it clear.
Oh my God.
I push the euthanasia like a chariot. They gave a legend, hey, we had to bury him. Yeah. But that's how I be in the jungle. I grew up around wildlings and mongrels, ready to slump you. First you a jump,
All right, we got ho.
That was hard to turn off, man. That's that boy Toby and Wigway 5-5. What? When I first saw the video, K-Dizzle, I couldn't stop watching. I said, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's just lit right there.
And there's also a series, I don't know if you guys have ever checked it out. It's called Tiny Desk. It's through NPR Music. And it's like a live version of people's music in a very nice setup. So check his Tiny Desk series out as well.
Oh, shout out to Toby and Wigway, man. He does fantastic music, man. I first learned through him he was rolling with Eric Thomas for a little bit. And then went his own direction. But phenomenal creator. So I'm on a little different tone. I'm gonna bring up the homie BJ, the Chicago kid. He's giving extreme D'Angelo vibes is in the building, man. So it's a little older song, but it's where it is, bro. Let me put this thing up. It's called Turning Me Up, man. Let me pull my guy up here. There we go.
Yeah. That corner drum back.
Baby, keep on turning me up. Yeah. Baby, keep on turning me up. Yeah. It's just the way, so many things you do that keeps on turning me up. Yeah. Keep doing that thing you're doing to me.
Hey, if that ain't D'Angelo, I don't know what life is about right now.
Hey man, we gotta put that playlist together because these are some good songs, man.
If that ain't D'Angelo, I don't know what life is about. If you did not know that was BJ and you heard that on the radio, you would have thought that was D'Angelo.
I didn't know.
Hundred
You
percent.
put me down to something tonight, man. So BJ the Chicago Kid, what was that
BJ the
track
Chicago
called?
Kid. It's called Turning Me Up.
Turning Me
Turning
Up.
Me Up. Yes, indeed.
We
Yes,
putting
indeed.
together a mean playlist right now, Kermit.
Playlist. That's it's
Hey
physical,
Dizzle.
bro. It's physical. It's serious. It'll touch you in
So
ways you weren't
episode
really prepared
38,
for.
man. We making some progress. We making some quick movement. We talked about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We talked about Rihanna doing her thing. We talked about the Eagles laying eggs.
All right, that's enough of that, bitch.
We talked about my man Nate, the next level cleaning
Next level
extraordinaire.
cleaning service.
We talked about our music sleepers. Now we're talking about what we always get into, that deep dive,
Can
where
I
we put
just
up our
buy the
number right
burger?
now. The chat's been a little quiet tonight. I expected it because of the late Ravens game, but go ahead and put the number up, K Dizzle.
Hey, can I just buy the burger or do fries come with that shake?
Don't be
I
afraid.
mean, do fries come with that shake? 301-857-1757. Text to join the conversation. Or just text in the chat, man. Look, tonight's deep dive conversation is kind of a piggyback off of a little bit of what we talked about last night. Sorry, not last night, but last week. Feels like last night.
Right.
But just adds another wrinkle to the element. Okay. First we talking about basic relationships, but now we're talking about marriage. Can
The
we
next
get
level.
married? Can we get married if I don't like your family?
Mm, mm.
Can we get married? How much does a family weigh in on the relationship?
It's a real
In this,
question.
how much does it weigh into the relationship? Ask yourself a question. If the man is they're Eric starting off the rip. That's finna be tough right there. Look, how much does that family play a role in you making that decision? Look, they can be the nicest person, have all the great characteristics of a beautiful human being, and you go to their family event, you go to their Thanksgiving like you just did, and notice all of them from Ninth Street or
8th
that's a
Street,
decent
8th
term,
and
or,
H.
or they from the rough side of town.
They from Benham Road.
Everybody look like they recovering. It's a conversation that has to be had.
That's that
Everybody look like they
5-5.
recovering, or everybody got papers. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody got court dates. It's a conversation to be had, 100%. Because you're not only marrying that person, you marrying that family. And what if the family's super involved? What if the family's super involved, like at their house every day? Like mama be at their house every day.
You laying the content out. I mean, you're asking the tough questions, you know? And that's the thing about it. It depends on how involved the family is, in my opinion.
Mhm.
It depends on how much you let that family cause your behavior to change, you know? Because
Mm.
if you and that family have disagreements, or if you're at an odds, you might not necessarily let that affect you on a daily basis with your partner. But if you let that
Mhm.
affect you and it's visible, it can definitely weigh down your relationship.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But they're a part of that package. When you get that person, you get that family too. Now, not all.
But
I'll
do you
say this:
have to get that family too? Let me
you
go at
have
you
to get that
early.
family. If the family's already there, which 9 times out of 10 they are, or if they're some people have very very close families, some people don't have close families at all. But we're talking about in that situation where they are a very close family and they're like ingrained in everything that person does, and you find that out through the relationship, and you're on the verge of marriage, right? I mean, let's say you got somebody you got a mom, usually because usually I'm gonna say this, I always gotta use a caveat. I don't want anybody coming after me. Usually it's the mother that's heavily involved. Usually it's a mom that's heavily involved. And if it's a son, she's heavily involved in the son's decision making. If it's a woman, she's heavily involved in a woman's decision making. Or they're saying this should be doing this, or they should be doing that. That should be doing this, and that should be doing that. How do you deal with that? Do you own that? Do you come on, Hef? Talk to me, bro.
Ask me a specific question, man. You didn't put
All
out
right.
like 20 questions.
I did. All right. So mom is a part of the daughter's decision making, right? Um, and let's say mom has the opposing view on every question, every question that you guys decide to make as a couple, and she comes back, but my mom says so and so and so and so. How do you deal with that?
I would like to have a group conversation for one. If her mom is that heavily involved, then let's all sit down and talk. Me, her, and the mom can talk because I want the mom to know that I want to understand where she's coming from and I want to listen to her and hear her out because that's just out of respect. And if I totally disagree, I might let it be known that I disagree. But in a perfect world, I want to set those boundaries early if I get that opportunity. See, like some people don't get that opportunity, but to answer your question, if I can set that boundary early, I would have that conversation with both parties
Hmm.
and just break it down. And like I said, look, mom, I respect where you're coming from, but this is where I stand as the future husband of your daughter.
Hmm.
And we can definitely talk, any options or any types of other things into consideration, but I want you to know where I come from when it comes to this situation.
Hmm. So what if the wife takes the side of the mom on certain situations?
It's gonna happen, and that's okay. But it's okay to disagree, but you still have to move forward on some type of accord to where it's gonna be acceptable for both sides on
Now,
whatever that situation is. Because even though I might not get my way 100%, I made my point clear. I addressed how I wanted my situation to be if I could have it my way, and then it probably didn't go my way, so I conformed to a compromise because you have to have compromise in a good relationship.
right
So
now,
that's kind of how I would take it.
okay. So how long are you going to do that for?
As long as it's reciprocated, I can go as long as we go because that's, in my opinion, that's a good ebb and flow as far as a relationship.
So you
But if
saying
you
that you?
can't get, I'm saying if we can have that same dynamic to where you can communicate your issues, and even if I don't win,
Mhm.
sometimes I would hope that it goes my way because that's fair compromise.
Uh, All right. So that sounds good.
Right.
First couple times. Let's say you get married. Are you continually sitting down and having
I mean, I would hope
Virginia
by that.
meetings or?
Nah, okay, Dizzle. I would hope at that point, over time, you would have learned each other to where you don't have to have those conversations anymore because at that point I understand her mom or her dad and he understands me. My mom understands her and vice versa. Because at that point you're just learning personalities when you're growing into a relationship,
Right.
when you're marrying families together. But
Right.
some situations you're not necessarily marrying families together because some people keep it separate and just say, you know what, no matter how much we disagree, no matter how much our families disagree, we're still gonna rock. But
Hmm.
that can still have its downside too, because at a certain point, that family's still gonna come up.
What and that's what I'm saying is this: you've already set the precedent of having a conversation. Sit down and have, okay. Well, your mom thinks about this. All right, let's bring it to the table. So now you're married. Are you still bringing it to the table 5 years in, 6 years, 7 years, 3 years,
Let
10
me ask you
years?
this. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, K
Go ahead.
Dizzle. Erica in Arizona. I really appreciate y'all because you guys always stick with us. And Erica says family members have to know their place and you have to know yours, right?
Hmm.
Arizona says, man, I dealt with it before. Got to create boundaries. Mom got to limit her inputs and borrowing money. Okay, so that's a very personal experience, Arizona. And thank you for sharing. But
Some money.
my question is this: let's say I'm voicing my opinion about my partner's family, and it might not be a good opinion, or I might say something negative about something that I feel about her family.
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't expect her to pick sides because that's not healthy and that's not the way to go. But To what extent would you say she should react or carry it in a certain way if she was on her family side? It's fair for her to be on her family side because she's her own person. She doesn't have to be on my side. But how should she handle it when it comes to letting me down off of this situation? Because she has to protect her family, but she doesn't really want to damage our relationship at the same time. Because at the same
Mhm,
time, she sees and she hears I have an issue, but she
mhm.
might be right in where she's coming from in defending her family. So what does she do? I'm asking a specific question tonight. Text in 301-857-1757 and join the conversation. What you think, A Dizzle?
So it depends because the defense of the family, how they answer that is a really a good question. How they answer it, whether they're saying, "Hey, I don't agree with you," or they're saying, "Hey, don't talk about my family like that," because it comes into a play. And also what you're saying about that family plays a huge role in it as well. So that in itself is, you got to be a little more specific. Are we talking like, man, I hate your people, they're a drug addict, or your mom just borrowed another stack from me, I can't take it no more. It just depends on what you talk about in that specific context. Now, because it really matters upon what you're saying about the family, whether it's right or wrong. Because like we said before, and like the chat has said, there's certain boundaries that have to be set within it. And the whole situation of setting that precedence of sitting down with a third party, like the mom or the dad, whoever's the one that's the most vocal about the situation, you have to say, hey, um, you set that precedence, and you set the tone where you're allowing that to happen. Well, they're okay with coming in and with their 2 cents.
But what about if you
How
go
long?
into the situation and you already know, like, you and let's say your girl's mom don't see eye to eye, right?
Hmm.
But you still want to give it a chance, and you still want to show that you can, even if you disagree, show maturity,
Hmm.
right, and still work it out and grow. So you take that route, but the farther and deeper you go into it, you still can't reason, right? You still can't
Mm.
necessarily get on the same playing field. So you kind of head down this path of you're trying, but you're really getting to conclusion of, like, you know what? I'm just done just talking to
So,
you.
so wait a minute. Hold on to that, because let me pull Erica. Erica just pulled up in there. What's up, sis?
Hey,
What's
What's up,
going
Erica? Let me
on?
give her a round of applause for being here with us every episode.
can y'all? Okay, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Talk to me, sis.
So basically, I feel like when it comes to like the whole thing, like if you have an issue with the other family or like other family members and you bring it to your spouse, I feel like your spouse is kind of like the buffer. Like,
Mm.
if your family is being disrespectful, just like if your partner is crossing the line. So
Right.
I feel like that's when like you got to be honest. And if your spouse is doing too much, you tell them like, babe, you kind of doing a lot. Or if it's your family, that's for you to run interference because they shouldn't be disrespecting your spouse. So I feel
100%.
like, because
What if it's both ways?
I mean, they both disrespecting each other.
Yeah, and what do you do? Like, what if you were in that situation where your man don't like, your uncle or your cousin, and you don't necessarily like his family, and it's just like back and forth? What would you do?
I don't know. I might cuss them all out. I mean, it's too much. It's too much because y'all got to grow up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You got to grow up. If I'm going to be with this person, we can't be doing all this. We
Hey.
just, we can't be doing all that. But if it's a like legitimate reason, because I dealt with it before
Hmm.
with someone's mom and they was throwing shade. Now, where
Hmm.
the issue came from me, you don't have to care for me. But even though she didn't have a legitimate reason to not care for me, but you don't have to care for me, but you're gonna be respectful. And she just
Mhm.
always would like throw little jabs, but my partner was not defending me. So the issues came with me and him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Privately, it was, oh, you're right, my mom is wrong. And I was like, but you don't tell your mom that. So your mom thinks she can keep yapping at me.
Erica, can I interject real quick?
Yes.
Because you just hit something on the head for me. So I had a situation where I'm not gonna make it a long story, but I felt like something occurred around me and my fiance and my girl, who I love very much.
Yeah.
But I felt like something occurred that she didn't necessarily, I feel like, had my back on at the time. Like when the shit went down and like everything hit the fan and like our families were out there and like all the action was going on, I didn't feel like she was there for me. But in her mind, she felt like she handled it the way she had to because that's her family as well. So I respect that.
That's tough. I mean, because
That's
at the end of the day, if I'm marrying you, I made a vow to you. Like, yes, that's my family. You know what I'm saying? But when we become one, I go home with you at night. So it's like we gotta figure out. Like I said, I'm all for telling my partner if my partner's wrong, but I'm also for telling my family if they wrong too. Like I always hear people say, like in public, y'all should be a unified front. But sometimes your partner's wrong. Now I'm not saying you gotta embarrass him in front of people. I'm not saying that. But you
Right.
can pull him to the side and just be like,
You ain't gotta be wrong with him. You ain't gotta just because you his partner be out there stepping wrong with his ass.
but
ain't nobody tell you wear that outfit. You knew it was ugly when you walked out the door. Okay.
People mouth there, you know what I'm saying? But privately, we gonna have a talk. You better not try that again.
Right.
Because then now but
Okay.
no, but I mean sometimes family members they do overstep. But I just felt like for me, like it got to the point where because he wasn't defending me, they kept trying me. And I snapped. And it was like, oh, why you coming at my mom like that? Because your mom been coming at me. And but since you don't want to have my back, I gotta have my back.
Yeah.
So then it turned into
I love hearing this because it seems so familiar, K Dizzle. And I've been screaming this for a few times over the past so long, but wow, Erica, you came through with some real shit.
Hey, Ron says protect your relationships even from your family.
He's right, Arizona Ron. He right because sometimes
He always right.
Members, your members unfortunately do not always have your best interests at heart. And when it comes to the relationship, it's the two people involved. They don't know the conversations that we have privately.
Right.
And not for me to tell everybody everything that we go through. But if my family has something that's legitimate, I'll consider it, but I'll bring it to my partner as well. But like I said, when your partner's doing too much or when it's your family.
Now, and
my partner, and you don't have a legitimate reason to not like him.
Right.
Come on.
There's always going to be a twofold situation because sometimes someone can see or know something or be cued to something about your relationship that you may not even see yet. So sometimes your family can see some things and say, hey,
that's fair.
That ain't right for you. Because they can sense some toxicity.
Absolutely.
And you not even be aware with it yet. So
all I say, Dizzle, is bring it to me. Don't just him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If there's a concern that you have, just talk to me one-on-one, Erica. These are things that I've noticed. Cool. Like my mother always tell me, I don't get in your business as long as ain't nobody putting no hands on you. Just like when you start coming home with black eyes, then it's different. Then now it's everybody's business. But aside from that, she's like, I don't get involved because what ends up happening, you get your family involved and then you don't leave them. And then now they mad, but y'all still together.
But see, there's twofold to that, and a lot of people say that too. I got my family say, as long as they don't put their hands on you. I used to say that a lot myself too about my girls. Look, you can talk to me as long as they don't put their hands on you. We're good.
But verbal abuse,
however,
as well.
Thank you. Emotional abuse is much worse than physical abuse, men are smarter nowadays, knowing that they can go to jail for physical abuse, but emotional abuse is much harder to prove. And
Arizona, please stop.
Emotional
Somebody
abuse
take the keyboard from Arizona, Ron K. Dizzle.
Yeah, I fight family. Yeah, I fight family members too. Look, you have to be mindful. You got to be mindful that's those small things, those small cues, because it's harder for somebody to remove themselves from an emotionally abusive relationship because it takes it only happens when they decide or when they see it for themselves to say, "Hey, I'm worth more. I deserve better than this, and I need to move on." So
Okay.
that's another part of you're a family member and you're seeing someone that you love in a emotionally abusive relationship, and that you try as much as you can without prying or without being too obtrusive or being disrespectful to the other person.
But you know
You
what?
try to pull them out of that.
Not to put all my business out there, but my situation that I referenced earlier
Hmm.
had some layers of that going on as well. But it got to the point where they had to let me see it for myself.
Right. And
And
that's
sometimes you can voice your opinion, but if a person's in too deep, because I was in too deep, you
right.
gotta just eventually, you know what I'm saying? The person
Yeah.
will see it. And eventually I saw it. And to be
Right.
honest, even when they was telling me certain things, I saw it then. I just you just not ready to get out of it, you know?
Right.
Or, you
Right.
know, I
Right.
can't
So
say my family was wrong. Why the camera? Hold on. Why I'm not in the center? Okay. I can't necessarily say my family was wrong. It's just I wasn't ready to walk away.
So what about
yes.
this? So what about this question here, right? Before we go.
But they never disrespected them. They was
Yes.
always respectful to him when they saw
So
him.
they did it right. So they did it right.
Erica
But
K does, let me ask y'all this question real quick.
go
Mhm.
ahead.
So what do you do if the family and your partner just can't get along? But you know for a fact that y'all getting married, that's your boo, y'all a unit. But whenever they get together, it just don't bang. But at the same time, whenever it's apart, everything's good. How do you carry it? What do you do?
That's tough. I mean, I don't
Can
know.
you do well in that situation?
I mean, I've seen people do it, but 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening
It
is
don't
like,
work out.
yeah, it's challenging because you may come to events, but then it's always you by yourself. He
Well,
ain't never there, or it's like animosity. So I mean, I've seen people do it, but I don't recommend it. It's
first
just too tough.
Facts.
first and foremost, you got to know your family.
Hmm.
First and foremost,
Know
you got to know your
yourself. You
family,
have to know
know
yourself.
yourself, know your family, and where they're coming from, and why they're saying what they're saying. If you trust the people in your family that are gonna help you make good decisions, and then yeah, you really got to take a look and say, okay, what am I not seeing that they're seeing? But if, like we talked about before, if your entire family look like they just came out of rehab, or they all, they're trying to tell you something about them that they don't even see. You have to question their motives. Some family members just don't want you to be happy.
That's true.
Some
That's true.
family members don't want you to be more happy than them.
Well,
Some
you
Mm.
gotta
people,
consider the source.
you
If
got to
it's
consider
a
the
religious
source.
source, then okay, I could take what you're saying to heart,
Yeah,
or
you got
into consideration. But
But everybody might not be as sharp as that to consider the source.
yeah,
some knee deep in their family. But look, you said that was a real hard for you. Yeah.
I mean, but that goes back to they just gotta find out on their own. Because at some point, you can't keep wasting your breath. Like you need to lead this person, you need to do that. You just gotta take your hands off of it.
Right.
You know,
That's
and
right.
just hope
You
and
gotta
pray
let some
they see it.
you gotta let some people learn their lessons. Hopefully they're
Yeah,
not too expensive or not too costly,
but it's much
physical or emotionally.
easier. I mean, I know it's not ideal, but it's much easier when everybody can just get along. We ain't gotta be best friends, but if we all can just get along, much easier.
Hey, E Money, can I tell you something?
Yes.
I fuck with you heavy because you fuck with us.
Oh,
So
thank
always hold it down because you are one of our day ones, and I really love you and I appreciate you very much.
Oh,
So
well,
glad
you
you
know.
came through. Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
Well,
for your
sis.
support.
you're
Always.
welcome.
We love you. We love you, sis.
All right, take care.
Hey, but look, positive knowledge. Your family, you know, I keep harping on that. You have to be careful with setting a certain precedent of allowing certain people into your relationship.
That's a lot of
And
certains and precedents. You got to set in certain precedent for certain
set
people.
certain precedents for certain people to be a part of your relationship. And sooner or later, you got to say, okay, that's great advice, but we're going to do what we think is right.
Right.
And it, and it only comes when you and your significant other make a decision to say, hey, it's me and you against the world. Period. Point blank. Everybody else, yeah, set the boundaries for relationship. Everybody else, yeah, they can give us some advice, but it's me and you, babe, against the world, and we're gonna figure it out together. And it takes time to get to
Your
that point.
mama and your cousin too.
Me and you, and
Right.
that's just the nature of the beast. Families can play a great part of a relationship and help them grow and build, and teach and coach and motivate and push. Um, but they also can be a hindrance. And you just got to know when, where, and how and why. And that's a learning process with anything else. It's definitely a learning process. And you have to also be cognizant of you in your certain situations. When things come up, whether you're right or whether you're wrong, you got to step back and say, okay,
I
I
gotta
fucked up.
say, I
I
gotta
shouldn't have
say,
punched. I shouldn't have punched Uncle Joe in the face when he took a sip of my beer. I shouldn't have
AK
punched him in
Dizzle.
the
I love the episodes when you on your pulpit and you be talking that shit because tonight it was very easy for me to do episode 38 because you've been hitting some shit on the head like the opposite of Jalen Hurts.
face. Fuck you.
That was funny. But nah, real shit though, man. You've been dropping facts all night. And a lot of us, like, just like all of our topics that we talk about on All Just Up podcast, we can relate to these, man. And
Oh,
what's up, Queen? Ready? And
Queens in the building.
it doesn't matter if you're wrong or right. Like the whole point of these conversations, K Dizzle, if I'm wrong, correct me, is for growth. It's for us to be able to talk about it.
100%.
Right?
100% growth. The biggest thing, like I said, is growth. Figuring out how you deal with your relationships when you got family involved is a huge step in the right direction on growth within a relationship, within who your significant other and your spouse. You have to set boundaries. Okay. Mama ain't gonna tell you what you should do all the time. Daddy ain't gonna tell you what you should do all the
And we
time.
gotta start digging a little
That's
deeper in
that.
that advice too. Setting boundaries sounds easy. But I think one episode we should come out with in the near future is like how to set the boundaries.
How to set boundaries. Sweet baby Jesus. I need to
But
set
noted.
boundaries with Queen Witty for hitting me up in the middle of the night. Talk about you
Sweet
streaming,
baby
you
Jesus.
streaming.
Get
But
on that Apex. Get on that
get in
Apex.
the
Hey,
apex exactly.
speaking of streaming, right?
Go
I
ahead,
would like to
lay it down.
announce Young Half Streams will be debuting on Twitch. I will I will be gaming. I have a beautiful setup. I cannot wait. I
He's
will
got a
be
great
taking
setup,
all 2K challenges
but
on,
he sucks.
all Call of Duty challenges on.
You're dog water, bro. You're dog
Dog
water, bro.
water. And I will be just chatting as well. So follow
Hey,
your boy Young Have Streams on Twitch. And you know where K Dizzle DC is. He the president.
hey, shout out to Halo Infinite launching early. I got for the first time. I got called the N word again on
Yes.
deathmatch.
Yes.
I felt like it was home. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Welcome back.
I felt home.
Welcome back.
Exactly.
You thought you was gone. Welcome back.
It felt good. I was like, man, all those nights in the teenage years, being
Mhm.
called the N word
You
in
thought you was
lobbies and
Barack.
Halo
You thought you
lobbies. It
was
was
out there
fantastic.
in Woodmore.
Huh?
You thought you was out there in Woodmore. You thought you
Yeah, I
was
thought I was
Barack.
living life.
Mm-mm. You
You
wasn't
kind of
exit
forget.
15A. You was exit 15B.
What? Yeah. Look, I should need to go exit 7A. That's where I'm from.
Branch.
7A
That's
is back
branch.
there.
That's branch.
Hey, I know for sure. Look, have those uncomfortable convos with your partner. Okay. Mama can only be in it for so long. Daddy can only be in it for so long. But you got to figure out that it's me and you against the world. Shout out to the underdogs. Shout out to my homie Hef Streams. It's in the building. He's
What
gonna
up,
start
K
his
Dizzle
launch stream
DC?
career. Shout out to M4 Apparel, which is gonna be launching soon. We're gonna see what content on that.
M4
We
Apparel.
doing
I'm
it.
so excited, man. K
We doing
Dizzle, I gotta tell you, man, I'm so excited for all the things that you've been telling me about behind the scenes that people have no idea what 2022's got in store for them. I
It's
mean,
gonna
my
be
man
lit, bro.
K Dizzle DC, I gotta keep up because he might just leave us, y'all.
Nah, I ain't leaving nobody. You know what we do. We open the door, we leave it open. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? This ain't I don't you brought up Rihanna. Rihanna probably got a lot of people she pulled through the door with her. We just don't know their names. But shout out to everybody who's out there making it happen. Make sure that when you open the new door, you leave it open for others to follow
Hey,
you
man,
through.
let the
Okay?
creators be great, right? Let
Let the
everybody be
creators be
great.
great, man. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We'll be here episode 39, which is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy lit. I'm telling you right now. You see some promo this week for Shizzle.
For sure.
This week for Shizzle. And that's all I got, man. What you got, baby?
Hey, man, K Dizzle DC on all platforms. Have streams on all platforms. You know where we at. I just love it, man. Episode 38 is in the books. 38 Sundays, man.
38 Sundays in the
Consistency.
books.
I appreciate you guys sticking with us. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Holla at y'all.
And you know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, and they know.